Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Seattle Seahawks and the Pittsburgh Steelers. Set to go now in Week 6 of the NFL season, and we are underway on EA Sports. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. On first down, Hurts. He'll fight his man, Laviska Shenault. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. A good start offensively. 15 yards on the game's initial play. So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line. Off the play fake, here's Hurts. Wide open, it's Allen, complete. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. 18 more yards there and another first down. Those are the kinds of plays right there that show you why he's the number 3 man in the NFL in terms of receiving yards.
Also tells you there's a full combination of what he's got going in his game. You name it, from route running to catching the football. That's why he's able to produce those types of numbers.
And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. A well-executed 22-yard gain. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. He'll check this down, complete to Dillon. That catch good for... a couple. 2 yards on the pickup. It's second and goal. At the Steelers' 17-yard line. From the 17, Hurts. Now swing pass for Dillon. Call it a gain of 3, and they're going to face a third down.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20, because to me, that's the magic number. 20-point score gives yourself you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
And the Seahawks are going to have first and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a first and goal. Throwing is Hurts. And to the right side here, it's Allen. Touchdown, Seahawks. Keenan Allen, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Seahawks take the ball down the field and score on the opening drive. A good hold in these wet conditions. The point after is up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. Taken from about the 12. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. First carry for Josh Jacobs. And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
And the Seahawk defense gets to him, and they bring him down. Patrick Queen credit him with a sack, and it goes as a loss of 6. It'll be a nickel look here for the Seahawks on 3rd down. They'll drop to throw. Under pressure, they got him again. Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah. He's the one to get him this time, and back-to-back sacks brings up 4th down. And the kick's away as he angles this one for the sideline. And this one goes sailing out of bounds. Where did it cross? Well, they're going to say on this side of midfield. They'll throw on 1st down with Hurts. Trying to force it to Allen, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 36. And they will finally get him as he's all the way down near the 40-yard line. CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
Here's Jacobs on 1st and 10. Able to push forward for about 4 down to the 37. Well, this defense for the Seahawks, they were terrific last week in the win over the Rams.
And I'm eager to see the game plan and try to attack them this week, because when you take it away 4 times through interceptions, what do you do now when you go into a game? Do you decide you can't throw the ball? Do you try and run it more? Or do you tell your quarterback?
Oh, that's into a sea of bodies, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 19. And his guys are going to take over at the 21-yard line. That's now his 2nd interception in as many weeks from his linebacker position.
And think about all the different techniques he has to employ in a passing situation. Is he spot dropping because it's zone? Is he picking up man-to-man? Is he having to run with a running back or a tight end? In any event, great eyes, head on a swivel, and excellent hands.
Yeah, versatility and showing those hands. That's a good way to start the drive. 17 yards and a 1st down. Play action. Here's Hurts. He finds his target, Allen. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. It's another 1st down as this time they get an even 20. Operating out of Steeler territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line. And now here's a deep shot that's complete. And all the way in, touchdown Seattle. Keenan Allen with his 2nd touchdown of the game, number 7 on the year. And the Seahawks are off to a 13-0 first quarter lead. And this is no good. Missed the PAT, so they fail to connect, and this remains a 13-0 game. So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. Pulls it in at the 13. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. And they're in an early hole. The first drive, they threw the interception. That led to a touchdown. So decent-sized deficit early on.
It is, but I think you hit the key words, early on. So they have to decide, do we even need to change game plan? Or do we just need to execute better and try and get back in this game?
Well, once again, they'll go from the 23-yard line on 2nd and 10. Looking to throw. Pressure comes. He's taken down by the Seahawk defense. Patrick Queen able to drop him that time for his 2nd sack of the evening. And some secondary help here for the defense in the nickel on 3rd and long. They'll set up a throw.
Oh, looking for Waddle, but it's intercepted.
Picked off by Bobby McCain. And his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line.
And not the first quarter that he was hoping for. Now 2 interceptions thrown.
Well, the good ones, they find a way to compartmentalize, right? Put these behind them, have that short memory, but understand why they threw the 2 interceptions. They go on and usually play a pretty decent game. Other quarterbacks, they have a hard time getting past it and often put the ball up for grabs the rest of the ball game.
This defense for the Steelers, they certainly had their struggles to start the season, but they put it all together in getting that first victory a week ago.
And the big difference in the ball game, their ability to force turnovers, 3 of them in fact. Being able to take the ball away, give it back to their offense, that's something that's emphasized each and every week, and they carried it out.
Throwing again on 2nd down, but this time it's incomplete. They were trying to go back to Allen there, and it's 3rd and short.
They'll try and run for the first with Dillon.
And he's going to get the first down as they bring him down at the 23. Give him 3 yards and a fresh set of downs.
On 1st and 10, it's Hurts.
Eluding the pressure right. He'll have a first down inside the 10. And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle.
Jalen Hurts.
A 23-yard run. And the Seahawks are able to stretch that lead out a bit further. Elliott on for the extra point. And oh, it's no good. For the 2nd time now in this first half, he's missed an extra point.
We are in for a good one as we're through 1 on EA Sports.
Elliott now to kick this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive.
And they have the game here followed by the open date on their calendar next weekend. And, Charles, this is a crew that you have to think really is relishing the opportunity to be on the couch for a few days.
Yeah, they certainly are, but let's face it, partner. They can't get caught looking ahead to that couch time while they're playing this one. They've got to take care of business first.
In trouble, and he's taken down.
Patrick Queen
in there to get him yet again. That is his 3rd sack tonight. They can't figure him out.
So that now 4 first-half sacks. This pass rush has been unrelenting.
And, partner, you hear that sound of paper being ripped to shreds? That's the game plan that they've had so far because they've got to say to themselves right now, we have to do something differently.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off at the 20. And the return here will go to the 31-yard line.
And, Charles, it seems like sometimes when you fall down early, there can be a tendency there to try and get it all back in one fell swoop. And that time, that thinking leads to an interception.
And I believe you brought up a really good point there, Brandon, because you try and force plays, right? You try and get all back in one shot, just as you mentioned there. And you know you're going to need some big plays to get back into the game. But ultimately, you really can't force what isn't there.
The intended receiver there was Donald Parham,
but it'll be 2nd down.
From the gun, it's Hurts. This caught left side by the tight end Parham.
And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. It's a gain of 15, 1st down Seahawks.
They'll run a toss here with Dillon.
And he'll get this one across midfield and down into Steeler territory. Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards, and it's 2nd and 2.
They give to Dillon out of the gun.
And he'll get it down here to the 43. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
Well, you know, this club, there were some reports earlier in the week, and most have heard this by now, the so-called unnamed sources that were saying all is not rosy in that locker room. There's whispers that 1 or 2 guys, CD, have kind of had enough of how things are going and have been going. How would you handle that as a coach?
Well, you and I both know all the coaches that we've dealt with and come in contact with. They'd love to get their hands on those unnamed sources, wouldn't they? But they know that that's not possible. So I think they've got to go in there and make sure that this isn't a distraction. They also know that once the grumbling starts, it becomes a slippery slope and it's hard to stop the fall. But I think you need to sit some guys down and say, hey, look, we're still hoping to be a playoff team this year. We need you guys to be...
And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off around the 27. So they elect to decline it.
And why not? Just go ahead and let the play stand, and they'll take that.
So good starting field position for him here as they come up 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line. They'll look to throw.
They swing that out wide to Jacobs.
Give him 7 on the play, and it'll make it a 2nd down. Here's a handoff to Jacobs. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
Back to throw now on first down. And incomplete.
He was looking for Michael Pittman that time.
And now it's 2nd down.
I tell you, Brandon, this defense is playing with some confidence. Haven't allowed a point yet. Flying to the football. I'm telling you, it's almost 11 to the ball on every snap. Another nice job there to force an incompletion.
He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down.
And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's 3rd down.
Some of the fans here don't seem too happy about what we've seen in this first half.
No, not at all. And I understand why. They've looked lethargic, out of sync, and it shows on the scoreboard.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. That's caught by his tight end, Gerald Everett. And in for the Steelers touchdown. Gerald Everett, his first touchdown on the year. And the Steelers are able to close the gap just a bit.
And CD, we have seen some great runs the last few times we've been together, but I think we can at least put this one in our top 5. That was a determined gallop there.
And as a former defender, I can tell you with certainty, those are the ones that have you losing sleep at night. I would not like to be in that film room on Tuesday going over that one. Just a pretty poor effort defensively, and it leads to a big play.
Extra point by Blankenship is up and good.
And they're able to cut this deficit down to 12. Following the touchdown now, it's Bradley Pinion on to kick this one away. The return man, Ty Johnson. Oh, a dangerous return man showing it here. Past midfield, look out. And he's going to wind up bringing this one inside the 45-yard line.
Now, that's the kind of return that warms the heart of a special teams coach. He'll be pushing us next time, Brandon, to make sure his guys are introduced in the starting lineups. These guys have such an influence on every game. The unsung heroes, remember, they have their own meetings, their own practice time, heck, their own spot on the bench in order to be ready to play each and every week.
He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. No one there to help out downfield, but no problem. Scrambling for 22 and a first.
They go play action with Hurts. And that'll be knocked away. It's incomplete. A.J. Dillon, the intended receiver. And that'll bring up second down.
Receiver coaches preach to their guys all the time. Separation, that's what's going to make the play successful. That time there was very little, and I think they were actually fortunate that it was only knocked away and not intercepted.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Hurts. And that's complete to the right side. It's Allen. And he is out of bounds right around the 10-yard line. That'll put him right at 99 yards receiving now as he's got a first down. Hurts. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. A gain of 9 there. Sets up 2nd and goal.
He decided to run a hitch route. It really helped to have a guy who can turn it loose. And, boy, he rifled one in there on that one. Not much run after catch, but it worked really well.
And he's got it. Caught in the end zone for the Seahawk touchdown. Terrace Marshall, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Seahawks add on to their lead. Elliott good with a PAT. And that will make this a 19-point game. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. And this not an easy situation. You're down early, in the elements, you're on the road. How do you get the mojo back?
Well, one thing is to remember that as an offensive player, you have a much better idea of what you're trying to accomplish and where you're trying to go than the defender. So in this case, because you know it, you can make your cuts with a little more decisiveness. Maybe a second fake, some double moves, things of that nature to go ahead and try and put some pressure on the defense.
Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's 2nd and a yard from the 34. They'll set up to throw. And he'll find Everett there, complete. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. He'll drop to throw. That'll be taken in there by James Washington. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. A good pickup there, 21 yards.
Now that's the kind of big play you'd like to see. This first half, it hasn't gone their way, and they could use a shot in the arm, something to perk them up a bit. And they get one here in the passing game.
He's going to look deep down the field. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Picked off by the rookie from Virginia Tech, Caleb Farley. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And thus far, the weather has not slowed this offense down one bit. They've looked good so far in the first half.
They certainly have. And think back to our meeting with the head coach. And we asked him because we saw the forecast for this game, didn't we? We said, hey, have you prepared for this? And he talked about the different drills that they've done in adverse conditions, the wet ball drills, things.
And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. It's the Honey Badger, Tyrann Mathieu. A young quarterback, Charles, rolling to his right. I know he's right-handed, but is that one that maybe a veteran sticks in his pocket?
I think so, but you have to remember with young quarterbacks, it may take a few years before they get all the stuff out of them that they did earlier in their career or even in their college days when they were used to being dominant. In this case, the NFL veteran defense ended up winning the battle.
3 yards the gain there, 2nd down. And now here's another interception. Picked up by the rookie from Virginia Tech, Caleb Farley. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense.
And with a little under a minute to go, still time to try to put a drive together to add to their lead should they so choose.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete.
Laviska Shenault, the intended target.
And that'll bring up second down.
Here's Hurts to throw.
He's going to try and go deep again. And on the left sideline, he caught it, but out of bounds, according to the head linesman. Incomplete, so the ball a little late getting there, and it's third down.
Early on, the running game's been working well, and the offensive line has been pleased by that. The thought process there, catch those safeties creeping up, trying to help against the running game. They tried to hit them over the top, unsuccessfully.
Hurts fumbles it.
And it looks like Steeler football. It is.
All these years we've been watching the game, I start to get the sense that whenever it rains out, those guys who have to touch the ball and carry it, they're extremely resentful about that weather.
Yeah, I'm just happy I'm not resentful that we have a roof over our heads. I know that much.
Yeah, maybe we won't fumble our play sheets here as we just saw the fumble happen on the field.
Oh, this one incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it. And it's second down.
I think we can all understand what they're thinking right now. They take over the ball in field goal range after the turnover, so they've got that in their hip pocket. But they've got to go for the end zone and turn this into bigger points. Their thinking is a touchdown is really what they should get from starting here. Getting 3 points at the end of this drive, that would feel disappointing.
It'll be a gain of 17 at a Pittsburgh first.
Well, these guys have definitely been outplayed in the first half, but I like their countenance. I like the way that they haven't panicked out there, the way they're carrying themselves. They were starting to move the ball, and what you have to do, maintain your poise and start to put together some drives.
They'll wind up losing 11 on the play, and it'll be a second and long. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts as the clock will stop with 18 seconds to go in the first half.
Second and 21, a lot of ground to cover.
They're going to look to throw. Throwing the out route, incomplete. That's Wilson. Now the Steelers use the second of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half. They'll look to throw here. Incomplete, and we're down to 8 seconds now. Just what Seattle was hoping for. The coverage holds, and now 4th down.
They certainly had good starting field position on that drive, but couldn't do anything with it after 3 plays. Have to admit that that's a disappointing end to excellent field position. When that drive started, they had 6 points that they were thinking about.
Blankenship's kick is good.
And that'll get the deficit back to 16.
So they wind up turning the turnover into points as they convert there for 3.
Yeah, that was a nice job there to force the fumble. They recover, hand things over to their offense, and then the offense went down and got them 3. That alone, that's not enough to win a game, but both units able to do their jobs on these last 2 drives.
An incredibly short kick fielded way up there. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense.
1 second, all that remains.
And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. So we've come upon halftime with the visiting Seahawks. They're out in front as we send you down to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half.
Taken from about the 12. And taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And right out of the gate, they face what you think could be a pretty important drive.
I would say so. You know, they're down 2 scores. That's not the end of the world. It wasn't the strongest of first halves, but for them to start clawing back, they've got to start putting a little pressure on that defense, start cutting into this deficit. You can't have 3 and outs and expect to get that done.
Here's 2nd and 10.
He'll look to throw. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And got his man complete. And they finally get him down, but not before he reaches the 34. That's evidence of why you spend a high draft pick on a receiver, isn't it, Charles?
It certainly is. His ability to make plays like that, and we've seen flashes of it from him so far in his rookie season. But also, it opens things up for the rest of the offense because they have to bring their attention to him as well.
On first down, he'll drop to throw. That's caught. It's James Washington. And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. Just his 2nd catch of the game so far. This one moves the chains. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. Inside the red zone here. They'll look to throw. To the right side and complete to Washington. And he is out of bounds, getting it down to the 10. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the keeper, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down. Defense simply not fooled by the draw there.
Well, they were thinking run to begin with, and what they tell their defensive linemen is play the run on your way to the quarterback. If someone shows, go get him, and that's exactly what they did.
Back to throw here. No gain at all on the play there, and that'll bring up 4th down.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. They're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
They'll drop to throw. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Steelers try it, but they come up empty on 4th down. And the Seahawks are going to take over the football. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. They'll throw on first down with Hurts. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
2nd and 10.
Dillon, they try the left side with him. Dillon, a 1st down and more. As they'll finally stop him at the 23-yard line.
79 yards for him on the ground now. He has been a tough man to bring down all night. On first down, Hurts.
Quick hitter here, it's complete. A gain of 6 there on first. Not a big window to throw. Coverage wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty well, but somehow able to muscle his way open and catch the ball.
From the 29, Hurts. Looking middle, and it's incomplete.
Donald Parham, the intended receiver.
And it's 3rd down.
Oh, man, for him to be that wide open and drop it. Sometimes you have just too much time on your hands, right? You end up thinking way too much, and your hands get shaky.
And, yes, he's a tight end, but that's a catch he should have made.
He'll check this down, complete to Dillon.
And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that.
Well, it looks like they got what they wanted. They got the completion, but they weren't able to break any tackles or gain nearly enough yardage.
And now on 4th and 1, it's a fake. And the fake will work. He's going to have a 1st down. A big roll of the dice on 4th and 1, but it pays off. They convert. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Play action. Here's Hurts. He finds his target, Allen. And they'll get this to the 30-yard line before crossing over out of bounds. A gain of 37.
There's no doubt in my mind that not many guys in this league have had the impact that he's had here in the first half of the season. He's been a big play guy from the word go and continues to be one with another one right there.
And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Picked off inside the 10. Yet another interception, and I just had to double-check my math. But it is now 8 between last week and this week.
Well, I just used a calculator. I didn't worry about double-checking it. But the thing that always throws me when you see quarterbacks in this type of a bad spot, they're trying to figure out what they can do to change it, and sometimes they try too hard, and they never get out of it. And that's where he is right now. He's just locked in a really bad way.
And now this throw complete to Washington. 7 yards to pick up there. Second and 3. And my goodness, another interception. Picked up by Tyree Gillespie. And the return this time will go out to the 42-yard line. Well, to be frank, CD, this is getting tough to watch. I mean, you feel for him, but 6 interceptions, that's at a whole new level. It's not a good level.
It makes it tougher and tougher to come up with ways to try and support him. But you have to as a team because you can't just throw your quarterback aside. You're going to need him later on. But it reminds me of a time that a former defense coordinator of mine told me he was in a game where his quarterback threw 7 interceptions. So after the 6th one of the defensive players went to the quarterback and said, here's what you do. Throw the ball to the other team, and let's see if our receivers can pick it off and turn it into a completion.
That's just mean. I don't know that I'd go down there and say that to him right now. Probably pretty fragile. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains. Off the play fake. Here's Hurts. And it'll be intercepted. Picked off by James Bradbury. And you have to wonder, Charles, a game like this, 5 interceptions, what does this do to the psyche of a young quarterback?
But based on the fact that he's still out there and he threw a 5th interception, I'm wondering if his head coach believes that he's really strong mentally and wants him to play through it. Because otherwise, you need to get him out and fight another day because this could leave lasting damage if he keeps throwing interceptions.
The extra effort after the catch makes it good for a gain of 26 and also a first down. They'll look to throw. And now here is another interception. Picked up by Tyree Gillespie. And this one will be returned to right around the 38-yard line. The number 7 usually lucky here, not for him. 7 picks he's thrown in this game. That's only happened 6 times since 1960.
And I know that the most recent time it happened, the guy who threw him, he had won a Heisman Trophy in college, so sometimes you just have a lousy game. Doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad career, but when you're talking about one game, 7, you're right, not lucky at all.
Yeah, Ty Detmer, the last to do it in 2001, to throw 7 picks. And he's got some space here. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. 103 yards on the ground for him now on 9 carries. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. Hurts sets up to throw it. He's going to get this one out to his fullback. It's a gain of 7, and it'll be 2nd down.
Well, they've certainly spread the ball around so far, but they're definitely getting everyone involved now when you're throwing it to the fullback. Just shows how versatile this offense is and how everyone is a threat.
Flush to his right. And that one not to be. It's incomplete. So they couldn't hook up as time has now run out on this 3rd quarter of play. And the Seahawks on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This time it's 3rd and 3. From the gun, it's Hurts. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Picked off by the Honey Badger, Tyrann Mathieu. What a nightmarish game he's having now. 6 interceptions that he has thrown.
Absolutely unbelievable, isn't it? Hard to believe we're watching this and have seen it, but it just tells you about the game of football. It giveth and it taketh away.
Yeah, the guys, though, that have thrown 6 interceptions in a game, the likes of... He's got a man, complete. He's at the 30, the 20, and into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. James Washington, 94 yards. And the Steelers are able to cut into that deficit.
No, we're not cheering. No, we're not rooting. But I am excited about this. I know you are, too. We got a ball game again after that big-time strike.
Big-time strike, and you are right. Don't go anywhere yet. This thing's not done. And it's intercepted at the goal line.
Picked up by Tyree Gillespie.
It's a foot race. He's at the 50. The 30, past the 20. Well, that was almost a 4-point swing. The interception, if he had returned it all the way, would have been 2 for them, but just a little bit shy.
And when it's a play like that, you're exactly right with the math. But don't you feel like it would have counted for more if they found their way all the way back to the end zone and gotten the 2? That changes the whole momentum, doesn't it?
And he'll be stopped up at the 25.
Charles, you'd said the magic number was probably right around 20 for this defense because they're facing one of the top 5 offenses in the league in terms of points scored. They've had their moments, but this offense just a little too good, isn't it?
They really are, because no matter what you do to make an adjustment on defense, they've had an answer for it.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive.
And that'll be complete to Dillon.
And he'll be out right at the 35. The drive starting with a first down, 11 yards on that pickup.
Well, it may seem a little unorthodox to some people. Got the lead, 4th quarter, yet he's still firing away. I think he believes that's the best way to go ahead and win the game.
Yeah, a lot of coaches say, let's just run the football, be conservative. He's sticking to his game plan.
No, that is his game, and that's what they're going to ride.
Now here's a pass on first down that's knocked away and incomplete.
Intended receiver there was Donald Parham.
That'll bring up second down.
They go play action with Hurts.
And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Picked up by James Bradbury. And they will finally get him down as he's all the way to the 36-yard line. 2-score game here in the 4th, and that pick, it kind of keeps the door ajar, doesn't it?
It does, and you wonder about their strategy, because with a 2-score lead, you would think maybe you're just sitting on it and trying to drain some clock. It's almost like they felt like, hey, we've got a good cushion. We can keep pressing.
And he's in. Touchdown, Steelers. James Washington with now 2 fourth-quarter touchdowns.
And the Steelers have made it a 1-score game again here in the 4th. Extra point by Blankenship is up and good.
And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter.
Now Pinion with the kickoff honors following the touchdown. Here's Isaiah Rodgers to return. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. I'm curious to see, Charles, about the play calling on this drive. Last time out, the interception that led to a touchdown. Here we are. I mean, very close, 1-score game.
Yeah, and if I'm a defender, I'm actually chirping Chili on the other side of the ball, saying, hey, we picked off the last one. What you going to do about it now? So when you do throw the football, high percentage, but throw it with confidence. If there's any hesitancy at all, it could end up in enemy's hands again.
Once again, they'll come up on the 26-yard line, 2nd and 10.
Throwing is Hurts.
And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, 3rd down.
An important play right here, 3rd and 10.
And I would expect pressure here.
Hurts. Now swing pass for Dillon.
And they're going to get him down well short of the first as he can only get this to the 30. He did his best to just get 4 out of that, but not enough. And now 4th down. And he was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. Call that a 45-yard punt, just 2 yards there on the return. And the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. And you sense the tide turning. They scored, then their defense forced the punt, and now a chance to ultimately take the lead here late. And he's able to get this one up to his 30 before he's out of bounds. Back to throw. He finds his man, complete. It's Jacobs. And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. That 2nd down play nets a -4. The Steelers on 3rd down. They've had their troubles, just 1 for 6. This is 3rd and 7. He'll drop to throw. He'll get this one to Pittman. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. 12 yards that time at a Pittsburgh first.
And here we are in the 4th quarter, partner, and watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there. Not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
I'll tell you, far from ideal conditions to play in, but neither offense has had much trouble. Plenty of points to go around. 1st and 10. And they run with Jacobs on 1st down, and he'll take this forward for about 5.
That's a really nice, tough run inside, and they gained 5 yards on it. And to be frank about it, most offenses don't expect to get 5 yards on a play call like that. So when they do, they go back to their huddle with a little pep in their steps. They're starting to think that they're starting to dominate the line of scrimmage.
2nd and 5.
They'll stay on the ground with Jacobs. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. Still a couple yards short of the first as the 3-yard gain brings up a 3rd down. Trying to run for it with Jacobs.
And Jacobs, I don't think is going to get there, no. It appears they're going to mark him short of the first.
Just a yard on the run there, and that's going to bring us to a 4th down. Here's Carter. And he gets it down to the 48, enough for the first.
And yes, everyone, that was the fullback carrying the football. I know it's a dying breed, it's a dying position for a lot of people, but I still think it's valuable and important, especially one who can carry the ball.
And you need short yardage. What makes sense? Go to a big body, let him plow forward just like he did there.
It's still a big man's game.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. And the Seahawk defense gets to him, and they bring him down.
Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah
able to record his 5th sack of the season. Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing 2nd and a bundle. A play-action fake. They'll look to throw. And my goodness, another interception.
Picked up by Tyree Gillespie.
And they will set up shop at their own 41-yard line. Yes, folks, that is his 3rd interception, and I'm going to use one of the most overused phrases in football. He's a ball-hawking safety.
I love the way that you called for the shot there. That's perfect, though, because there is something to that. Being a safety often allows you freedom to roam around the defense, maybe not a specific assignment. Today, his assignment, find the football, and he's done so quite well.
A throw left side to start the drive is complete. And he'll be corralled out across midfield down to the 45. Give him 13 yards on the opening play of the drive and also give him a 1st down.
Here's Hurts to throw.
And his throw's going to be incomplete.
Laviska Shenault, the intended target.
But it's going to be second down.
Dillon now off the option.
And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11. Looking to throw. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up.
From a defensive perspective, they had exactly what you want anytime they want to throw the football. There was pressure on the quarterback. They were getting after him, and they tightened down on the receivers and forced the incompletion.
And here's a big one now. Trying to hold this lead. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. They'll set up to throw. And that is incomplete, but there is a flag. And on 4th down, this is a big call. So they decline the penalty. That seems a little odd.
I'm trying to work through it and work with them to figure out why.
Well, someone's got to be confused.
That's what I think. I'm pretty sure that the bench is saying take the penalty, and somehow in the heat of the moment, they thought they were saying decline the penalty, and that's going to work against them. They should have taken it.
Forced out to his left. Less than 2 to play with just a field goal separating these two sides. So the Steelers with the football as we get you reset. They come up on a 2nd down now in a game that looks like it's going to go down the wire. And, oh, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off around the 37. And it's a huge return as he brings this all the way back down to the 15-yard line.
Well, you knew you had to take some chances here with the clock winding down, needing a touchdown to win it, and that one might have just sealed their fate.
Yeah, and that's the nature of the 2-minute drill. The offense trying to go downfield and make their plays. But defenses, they're sitting back watching everything that they do, but not too far back. They want to be in position to make a play on the ball, and that they did.
So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. That one looks like he'll throw here. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. 7 catches for him now, and this last one, a 1st down.
They'll run here with Dillon.
And he will push his way forward down to about the 3-yard line. Give him 2 yards on that one. 2nd and goal now.
And they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
And he's across for the touchdown. And in the final minute, that should just about seal it.
And that touchdown should make you feel comfortable. But do you really feel like it's totally over yet?
Not totally, but I think you're pretty much there.
Yeah, you still got to make sure you stay with it, do all the right things down the stretch, especially on defense. But that touchdown there, you got to feel good about your chances.
Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. They might be thinking this is close to a lost cause here. Got to play it out. What do they need to do?
Well, they have a thought process in mind already, but they can't get ahead of themselves. They know that they need to score quickly.
Yep, two-score game.
Onside kick and get the ball back.
And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off at the 17. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
With the points that we've seen scored, neither defense has been at their best, but these guys have been a little bit better, Charles, and a nice interception there.
Yeah, you're right about that, Brandon. Let's face it. It's not always how you start, it's how you finish, right? So maybe you have a rough game all the way along, but if you make a big play like that at the right time, it can make everything turn out just okay.
This is Dillon.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
A good run got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3. Running the toss here to Dillon. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49.
No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the fourth quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runner.